Right then, hello there, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, welcome one and all. My name is Paul, I'm also called Knick-Knack, and I'm the brains behind Knick-Knack's Daily Teaser, which is a set of daily brain teaser quizzes. I talk very occasionally about movies when I get the chance and the time to see some. There's a whole pile I would like to have a look at, including one or two recent ones by the incredibly wonderful Peter Strickland. We'll have to see about that. I also talk about TV shows I'm watching. I also talk about TV shows I'm watching, and right at the moment I'm watching the full series of Stranger Things Season 4. I'll try and put my video reviews up here in case you're interested. I'm also watching Star Trek Picard, and I'm partway through the second season. Last night was Friday the 29th, which is when I saw the most recent episode I've watched, of course, which is 2 of 1. Tonight is when I'm making this here video and when I've done the written review. Just as a side point, and in case you've not seen the postscript, there's a postscript. Be warned, I get really rather strange. At any rate, it's Saturday the 30th of July, and I wanted to tell you about this recent episode of Star Trek Picard. Episode 6, 2 of 1, opens with the usual summary of previous episodes and then shifts to show us the unconscious body of Admiral Picard, Patrick Stewart, after something has happened. The comatose Admiral was having flashbacks to a traumatic event involving his mother that took place during his childhood, and he's having these flashbacks after something equally traumatic has happened to him. 34 minutes earlier, the scene shifts back to the queue outside a high-security gala when the Admiral and his team are trying to infiltrate in order to keep an eye on astronaut Rene Picard, the Admiral's ancestor. He and Talon, or Brady, are together, with Talon wondering why on earth the Admiral keeps calling her Laris. She's kind of thankful, though, because when he tells her what it is he's doing, or why he thinks he's doing it, as it makes her very aware of what he looks like when he's fibbing. We also see Admiral Picard discreetly talking to Agnes Girardi back on the La Serena, who's conned herself into the Gala's security office so she can hack the security systems and falsify the IT or the ID database to get the rest of the team into the Gala. The only problem Girardi actually has are the handcuffs chaining her to the chair. The only way she has of getting those off is with the very insidious help of the Borg Queen, who is squatting in Girardi's head. Post-titles we shift to a hospital bed where the Admiral is still being treated for what's happened, whilst having flashbacks to the childhood incident with his mother. The scene shifts again to 26 minutes earlier, where a jazz band is playing at the gala, and the Admiral and Talon are carefully watching Rene Picard, knowing that Q has been trying to persuade her into not flying on the mission. Talon and the Admiral are both very aware that Rene seems to be drinking herself into an embarrassing stupor. He's also curious to know if anyone is watching Talon, but that, at the moment, seems to be a side issue. Both of them are aware that they have 10 hours to get Rene into quarantine, happy to do the trip, and on the Europa rocket. It's only a little later, when Picard meets Picard, when Jean-Luc manages to corner Rene, that we see parts of the story, and after we see parts of a story that shows a deeply injured Admiral and a Girardi who's possessed, and a Raffi facing a serious set of demons. It's only then we find out how the Admiral got injured. Whilst he was dealing with Rene, he gets run over by a certain Dr. Adam Sung, who's trying to kill the other pair in front of him. The only way to bring him out of the coma that he's been left in is with a jury-rigged mind meld with Talon. Now, what did I make of 2 of 1? Was it good? Was it bad? Was it indifferent? Was it interesting? I have to admit, yes, it was definitely interesting. or at the very least, it had an interesting structure. It's a series of scenes of an unconscious Admiral Picard, played by Patrick Stewart as ever, alternating with earlier scenes of the gala that led to him being unconscious on an operating table at a free LA clinic. It's a structure that I suspect that the writers, Cindy Apple and Jane Maggs, and director Jonathan Frakes, doing his number one thing again, worked damn hard on building. Successfully, I should say. I actually had myself sat down keenly watching a thriller of an episode, which was both a link or another link in a very satisfying chain, and a very watchable thriller episode. Last week's episode, Fly Me to the Moon, showed us what the team needed to do. 2 of 1 shows us that successful first step, shows us Renee agreeing that she has to do the mission, but also shows us the jeopardy the Admiral and the rest of the team are in. It's also something that again has had superb, gorgeous performances. Annie Wershing as the Queen, and her relationship with Alison Pill's Dr. Girardi is both incredibly watchable, deeply Faustian, and again, I hate to sound like I'm belabouring a point. I'm thinking back to The Silence of the Lambs. It is very much that, very much a far more combative version of the Lecter-Starling relationship. Possibly not Silence of the Lambs, possibly Manhunter, or The Red Dragon, I should call it. The first story, chronologically, that features Hannibal Lecter. It's that same very combative relationship between the two main characters. Not only that, and we've also got Michelle Hurd's performance, and I've said this before, and I'll probably no doubt say it again till I'm blue in the face. The woman is one hell of a good actress, one hell of a good actor, whatever you want to choose it, but she's also one hell of a performer. Literally, there's one scene where she's at the gala as Raffi, eyeballing a bottle of scotch that's on the bar, and of course she just takes a deep breath, turns around to the barman and says, "Just a club soda, please." And I've had my problems with the drink over the years, so I'm possibly maybe a bit sensitive to Michelle Hurd's performance, but it's something I found absolutely priceless and absolutely gorgeous to watch, and it tells you everything you need to know about the character without actually having to explain it. There's that old idea, isn't there, of show, don't tell, just show something. And that's what they've done with it. It's just her gritting her teeth and saying, "No, I don't need that right now." It's beautiful to watch, as is the entire episode. And frankly, I could only wish more TV was like this. It would only encourage me to watch more. I am going to be watching the next episode of Stranger Things, The Dive, on Tuesday the 26th of July, and I'll be posting my reviews, written and video, on the 27th. You're welcome to join me for that. I will be watching the next episode of Star Trek Picard. It's called Monsters, on Friday the 5th of August, and reviewing them, or posting my reviews, on Saturday the 6th. I would love it if you join me. Please feel free to hit the eye in the corner there to go to more of my content, and possibly leave a tip in the tip jar if you're that way inclined. But please, hit the big red subscribe button. Come back next time. Have a very good week. Just to get this out of the way now, I seem to have the word udders going through my head. I really don't know why.